I refer you back to what I just talked about when I take the wrong road. It's just like, Father, why didn't you tell me that? I gotta drive 5 miles down that way, usually through, slow roads, and this I have to drive that. I'm trying to get somewhere, that takes too long. So we establish a little rule. The rule is this. We see the sign, when we get close to the exit, we look. If we see the arches, we turn. If not, we don't. This is the rule. Because if you don't see the arches, you can end up who knows where to find this McDonald's. See the arches, exit, not sorry. Here's a tin can. As we travel through life, we need to pick up that wisdom, experience it from God. It says, do I really want to take this route? Do I really want to go this way? In light of what my big goals are, in light of what I learned from the past, is this the path I want to take? And we ask ourselves that question. Because if we do, we can avoid wasting huge chunks of the only life you will ever have. And then here's a second way that we can leverage the principle. We can use it to deliver us from where we don't want to be in life. Because, it's cool talking about the principle of the path, but here's what we all know. At some point in life, we have all arrived somewhere we don't want to be. Right? Don't answer that out loud. We don't want anybody to know. It's just in your head. Financially, not where I want to be. Marriage, not where I want to be. Relation with kids, not where I want to be. Character, kind of a spiritual person I am, not where I want to be. Understanding of God, my intellectual, not where I want to be. We've all arrived there. And when we find ourselves somewhere we don't want to be, how do we get from there to where we want to be? The answer is, it's the principle of the path. See, this is also like God. When you're traveling in your car, and you realize that you're lost or you're somewhere where you don't want to be, how do you get from there to where you want to go? I know this is really complicated. It's really hard. Well, you find out the road that takes you from where you are to where you want to be, and then you drive it. Right? Is there any other way? No, what I wish is I could go, OnStar, yeah, would you beam me over to, and then, that'd be awesome. But it doesn't work that way. When we're lost, physically, geographically, the only way to get to where we want to be is to find the road that takes us from where we are to where we want. And then if we travel that road long enough, sure enough, we end up where we want to be. It's the only way. What is true physically is true in every other area of life. It's the only way. When we're somewhere we don't want to be, we have to go, okay, I don't want to be here. That's not what I dreamed of. I want to be over there. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to find the path that leads there, and I'm going to walk that path long enough, faithfully enough, day after day, week after week, month after month, until finally I end up where I want to be. It's the only way. See, we need to stop looking for things to fix our problems, and instead start looking for the path that leads us from where we are to where we want to be. Because direction plus time is the only thing that gets us to the right spot. And you know what? That answer is full of hope and irritating all at the same time. And why is it irritating? Come on, let's be honest. Why is it irritating? Time is exactly right. I hate that it takes time. I need a quick fix now. I bet every counselor has probably seen this more than I have. Is people who walk in and they're going, oh man, things are falling apart in name the area. Okay, what can I do for you? You've got to help us fix this. And you know what the anticipation is? Give me something from God that I can take home, and when I get back there, everything will be okay. And it's like, you know what? I've actually said this at times. I said, you know what? I wish I could open my drawer and take out my fairy dust and go, poof! But I don't have it. Because there isn't a quick fix. There's nothing I give you that you go back and go, oh, man, it took a whole week, but we're fine now. It doesn't exist. The answer is, find the path that leads to where you want to go and walk that path long enough and you will finally get there. Christians, we have our own way for trying to circumvent the principle of the path. When it comes to, I don't want to be there, I want to be here, and here's what we do. We just get forgiven. Doesn't that fix it? It's like, here's what happens. It's like, we go to church, and we hear, something, maybe it's a song, something the guy talking said, maybe something some girl said. It's like all of a sudden, we get, I am such a useless. I cannot believe that I am here. God, forgive me, God. Forgive me. I made so many bad choices, and just cleanse my heart and set me free and deliver me, Lord Jesus. That's a great prayer. And when we pray that, we usually feel good. We feel close to God. It's like I'm finally lined up with God. This is awesome. And then we think somehow that we get in our car, we drive back home, and everything's changed. Do you know what's changed when you go home? Nothing. Except you. God's going to go, okay, I forgive you, and now I will teleport you from where you are to where you want to be. He doesn't do that. When God forgives us, it's like God says, okay, now. And by the way, you are forgiven without condition, without reservation, every time, absolutely. And now He says, I'm going to walk with you. And I'm going to give you the wisdom and the strength you need to walk this road, because it's the only way for us to get to where you want to be. Sometimes what we do is we go, we end up somewhere we don't want to be, and we feel the pain, kids, marriage, finances, character, whatever. And we go, God, how could you let this happen to me? Now, I know you would never say that, but I hear some people. God, how could you let this happen? God, Lord, I've been talking to you about this path you've been on for a long time, and you keep walking it. Where else did you think you were going to go? Now, if you just accept responsibility, we'll get that cleaned up, and then it's the only way I'll walk in that. It's the principle of the path. It's all over the Bible. It's the law in this relational, spiritual world that you and I live in. And it applies to us whether we know it or not. It explains why many people succeed and many other people fail. And we can leverage it for our good. We can use it to avoid paths that will waste chunks of our lives, and we can use it to get from where we don't want to be to where we really do want to be. Now today's just kind of like an introduction. And today, when we really think about it, is liable to raise more questions than it answers. We're going to try to address some of them in the next couple of weeks. But my prayers is that we just get a hold of this, and that we all leverage this principle for our and everybody whose lives we influence eternal good. And in celebration of the fact that school started this week, I have a homework assignment for everybody. And it's not going to be graded by me, because as is usually true, life itself just has a way of handing out grades. It just does. And what you can do is back at the back door, Cal just kind of raised his hand there. It's your homework assignment. And then you know what? You don't have to take it if you don't want. I can't make you do anything. But it asks some simple questions like, what are your dreams for your life? You ever read that? And then it asks another simple question. Look at your dreams, and which ones are you on the right path to get you there? And then which ones is it like maybe you're not on the path to get you there? And then the last question, it's just two questions. Okay, one's a two-part. It's just two questions, or three questions. And the last one is, what's one thing you could change to get on the right path in one area? And I encourage you, I challenge you, take it, think about it, do the lecture. Is this between you and God, nobody else? I'm not going to ask you to bring it back. I'm not going to ask you to share it with anybody. But let's really start leaning into this principle of the path and figure it out, how we can use it to our eternal good and the eternal good of everyone whose lives